Well, I do think I'm live. Hello, Amazon Live. It is so good to be back tonight. Thank you to everyone who is on here or getting on here because this is a really, really special, very fun night for me. And I am so glad that you are going to be a part of it. And I'm going to wait for a few more people to jump on before I share some kind of exciting news, kind of a little something new that's happening in my world that not only do I want to share with you, but I actually also really want to get your opinion on what it is that I'm going to be sharing. So I'm hoping that some of my regular people are on here because as of tonight, me and I think my husband are the only two people, well, maybe a couple other people that I ran the idea by, are the only people who know about it. So you might have noticed a few things that are a little bit different inside my storefront. You might have noticed, whoops, wrong way, up there is a different little tagline or little name of my storefront. So I'm excited to share all of that with you guys. And as many of you know, typically when I do an Amazon Live segment, it centers around something having to do with organization because I have been someone who's extremely passionate about organizing. And there's a reason for that. And that is because my life is so chaotic and so busy. And there's just so many different moving parts to it that I have no choice but to be organized. And over time, I have started designing products really to help me solve my own issues with being disorganized and wanting to kind of have solutions that would make me more productive and make my household more streamlined and just really keep me organized and give me that calm amongst all the chaos. And so that is my product line that I do have on HSN. And there are some products here on Amazon as well. And so that's something that I'm still continuing to do. But tonight, I'm sharing a new direction that I'm taking. And what's really exciting about this new direction is that it really stems from all of you. Barbara and Laura are here. You look gorgeous. Oh, thank you so much. Kind of going clean look tonight. My plan was to come completely clean faced so that I could do a full tutorial from beginning to end. But I had a little birthday luncheon today for Bianca. Happy birthday, Bianca. She might be coming on here. Anyway, so I did need to get dressed and I didn't have time to take it all off. So I'm starting with this and I am so excited to share really sort of my whole beauty routine and everything that I have learned over the years from the past 12, maybe even more than 12 years, maybe, about 12 years. Of sitting in the hair and makeup chairs at HSN and at QVC. And I worked for a company called Joyous that really was all about beauty products. And we had some of the best beauty experts in the country, if not the world, at our headquarters. And they would do my makeup and my hair. And I would get the opportunity to ask them all these burning questions that I had at the time. And now, just as life evolves, so does our beauty routine and so does our makeup application and all of those things. So today I sit here at 52 years old and the way I dress and the way I do my makeup and my skincare and all of that has evolved over the years. And I think really in a good way. And I know that and even today at the luncheon with my girlfriends, we talk about that and we talk about how, gosh, isn't it true at 50 that everything just kind of changes? All the issues that we had in our 30s and 40s are completely different than the ones that we face in our 50s. And my vision today, oh, yay, Busy's on. Hi. Yes, I am back. And yeah, it has been a little while and so glad you're here. And now that you are here, what I want to tell you is that I'm sharing something that's kind of exciting that I haven't shared with anyone other than a few people, including Laura, who's on here right now, because I wanted to run the idea by a few people before I made the final decision. And so tonight is a little bit about that for me too, is I want to ask you guys, between us girls, what you think of this idea. So what I was explaining is when I started out doing Amazon Live, it really was all about organizing because that's what I've been doing in my business for the past 10 to 12 years because my life is so chaotic. I was really needing to create products. That's why I started creating them, was really for my own needs. But then I started curating them and finding these great solutions that were making my life easier. Hence the store name, Beautifully Organized by Marcy McKenna. So what I have noticed, though, since I started doing Amazon Live, is so many times I will start a segment. Let's say it's on being organized when you travel, or an organized home office, whatever it might be. And it seems that in one way, shape, or another, we always sort of veer toward topics. And that's because we're chatting back and forth. We're hitting on some great topics, and great questions are coming my way. And we always sort of end up veering somehow to beauty. I get a lot of questions about beauty. I get questions about what are my favorite makeup products? What tools do I use? All of those things. And I went back and I looked at some of my analytics on Amazon Live. And what really jumped out at me was everything having to do with beauty were by far the most successful. It was what you all seem to want to talk about and want from me. And I think in life, we do evolve and we do change, and directions. If we look back on life is like different chapters, and I'm feeling this kind of pull toward shifting away from organization. That's still a passion of mine, and I will always have that as a part of what I do, and my product line will always be about that. But in terms of live shopping, I was thinking about how I'm 52 now, and so many of my friends are either just getting ready to turn 50, or they're 50 or just a little bit beyond that, and how our lives have changed, our issues have changed, our beauty routine has changed, the way we dress has changed, the challenges, the obstacles, all of that has changed. And for a lot of us, it's been sort of this rude awakening of like, oh my gosh, nobody told us this was going to happen. Whether it's menopause, or whether it's the sagging skin, or whether it's our aging parents and taking care of them. And who knew? How come that wasn't taught in school? How come we didn't know this was going to happen? And we were going to be needing to take care of our parents the way they took care of us. And, libidos change. I'm not saying mine has, I don't know, but I know that is something that we all deal with. And so I'm feeling this pull. And as you can see, whoa, where am I? Right up there. I'm changing from beautifully organized to living beautifully over 50. And when I say that, when I speak of beauty, I love makeup. By the way, don't get me wrong. I am the biggest beauty junkie, makeup junkie probably known to man. I have a lot of products. I love watching tutorials. I love learning about it. I love testing things out, trying things out. The beauty piece of it is wonderful. And especially the challenge of that as we are in our 50s and beyond, that things do change. And so, figuring out those tricks and those different, techniques and different products that we can use so that we do look and feel our best at any age. But I have to say, there's in a weird way, I feel better today than I ever have. I feel, I've heard it for years. I think I've heard Oprah talk about it, and just about how, you kind of come into your own, and there's a confidence that you feel. And yes, you're older, and yes, your skin is a little droopier, and yes, your belly's a little, chunkier, and all of those different things. But I think in doing this, what I really am hoping is that we can really sort of own 50 and beyond, and really embrace that, and really just take it on in a new way where, almost a movement of, gosh, you hear 50 is the new 30. I feel that way because I'm excited about what's to come, and excited about learning about health more, and fitness and all of those things. So I really want my topics with home shopping to center around life after 50. And maybe it's 40 for you, and maybe you're 80, but anything in our more mature years, talking about the topics that not everybody talks about, but also talking about, and doing lives that are featured around things that we really love and that are so much fun, like fashion and beauty and travel and all of those things. But it's a little bit different when you're gearing it toward our age group versus if we're looking at the Gen Z and the millennial age group. So for me, I'm wanting this channel to be all about, I say over 50, but really 40 and beyond is probably more accurate. And so I do want to reach out to all of you and ask you if you like that idea. And so I would love for you to chime in on this chat. Oh, hi, Rita, Mr. Live Show Marcy. So glad to see you back. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be back. And I've been doing a lot of, crazy work in the background. As I'm talking about right now. So there's been a lot of change going on, which is why I've been a little bit absent. So anyway, I'm really excited to be back, and I'm excited about this new direction, but I really am sort of leaning on all of you to say, yeah, we love this. This will be fun. I would love for you to chime in and let me know what topics within that are interesting to you. Is beauty your number one? Is fashion more important to you? Or is sort of the more kind of health and wellness and mindset and, personal care and self-care and those kinds of things more important to you? Because what I really hope is that I can integrate all of it, because I do think in this chapter of our lives, it really is about kind of, re-looking at everything and reimagining ourselves, and every piece should play into that. And having that balance, I think, is what's making me feel really good right now. Having ambition and goals and all of that is super important to me, but also having that spirituality and carving out really special moments with my mom as she's getting older. Don't make me cry. Oof. And my family and, all of those things. So when you feel inclined, I would love for you to chime in and let me know. And I know you guys are all here tonight to talk about beauty. So I do want to jump into that. Because, as I said, it's one of my very favorite subjects. And as I'm getting older, I'm probably getting more interested in it than ever. I also have a 15-year-old daughter. Many of you know that. Her name is Courtney. And Courtney loves beauty, and she loves all the TikToks and the YouTubes. So she's teaching me so much, and she'll, tell me about new products. Oh, hello, Lindsay. I love you too. Thank you. And Lindsay actually works with me, and she does a lot of my social media, and she is amazing when it comes to beauty. And so I'm learning from her, and it's just, it's so fun. And so to be able to share that with all of you guys, is just, it's just pinch me dream come true for me. So thank you for being here, and let's dive in to, what did I call this segment? Makeup tips and tools for looking younger. And that's what I love about makeup. It is so transformative. And I heard someone say, and I'm going to steal the quote, if it is a quote, that makeup really does have the power to transform us from the outside in. And I love that, because I hesitated to do beauty tutorials, hesitated to be a beauty blogger of sorts. And I don't think of myself as that at all, but maybe someday. Because it sounds so surface. It sounds so superficial. It sounds like it's all about looks. But what I know, and I'm guessing you know too, is that when we look our best, when we take the time to do just a little bit extra, when we are exercising and drinking our water and doing those things that make us look and feel great, it starts on the outside. We're doing it. We're putting the foundation on. We're doing our hair. We're doing our nails. We're doing all of those things. But somehow on the inside, it puts a little spring in our step, or at least it does for me. It gives me a little confidence that I think I just shine a little bit brighter because I feel good. And so I think we don't need to make apologies about wearing makeup and caring about how we look and wanting to shop and buy cute clothes and, get gussied up for certain things. I think we can own that, because by doing that, and everybody's different. For some people, that's not true. For some people, that doesn't matter at all. But I think if we're all being really honest, I think there is something about beauty products and makeup that does just feel good. And I know that I get so excited when that Amazon truck pulls up and there's some new beauty products to be found. And I rip open those boxes and I cannot wait to try them on and to test out different techniques. So much fun. So I'm so happy that I get to do that with all of you guys even more. Okay, so let's start inside the carousel. And in case you're new here, I hope that you're going to follow me, because we are going to have a lot of fun, assuming you guys like this idea. I'm hearing yes, yes, yes. You're incredible. Oh, I love this idea. Love all your topics. You always have something for everyone. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And as we go along on this journey, and as I start doing more and more of these lives, if you have topic ideas, again, please let me know. If there's things you don't like that I'm talking about, let me know that too. And you can always do that by going to my website, marcymckenna.com, and you can always contact me there. But by following me here, a couple things. It supports my channel. So the more people that follow, the higher up my videos will, or my lives will show on Amazon. So obviously that's important for me personally. But more importantly, what happens is that you will be notified whenever I go live, so that you'll always know what the topics are, so you can be here with me. And then lastly, most of you know I love to do my giveaways. So the giveaways are for my followers. So if you are a follower, during most segments, not every single one, there's for various reasons I had to leave a couple out, but I do like to do a giveaway. And so you do need to be a follower to be eligible for that. So let's dive in. And I hesitated to put this first one in. I'm going to show you the carousel right here. The carousel is where all the products are that I'm going to be talking about. And today there are a lot of them. And I won't go over every one of them in detail, but I did put some in there because I wanted to give you guys options. So a more expensive option, or something that's a little more budget friendly. So you'll see a little bit of that. But I'm starting here because we are heading into spring. We are I'm wearing my little kind of off the shoulder slouchy top, but I wore this because I wanted to have kind of clean face to do makeup and show you guys. But we're thinking about spring travel, maybe going to vacation somewhere on the beach, something like that. But even when you're not going to be in a bathing suit or shorts or a skirt or whatever, there's something about a sun-kissed glow, a tan, that again, not only makes you feel good, but it really does make us look younger. And I have to be honest, I feel like I look more slim for whatever reason when I have a tan than when I don't. I feel like my pale skin sort of accentuates all those lovely, I don't even know what to call them, rolls and things that we have. Where when you have a tan, it somehow just kind of camouflages everything a little bit and does give more of a slim appearance. So when we're talking about doing, makeup tips and tricks for looking younger, I got to start with the body. Because that self-tan, there's nothing like that. And there are lots of secrets to getting that perfect sun-kissed glow that's not too much, but not too little, that doesn't have the streaks. That's key, where your skin's not going to have the blotchiness. And I'm going to do a whole live on that because I really do want to go over those tips because it's taken me a few years to perfect it. I feel like I finally have, but I'm going to quickly talk about it here. First of all, as you all know, there are a bazillion self-tanners out there. And I might be slightly embarrassed to tell you that I think I have tried all bazillion of those self-tanners. And I've tried the really expensive ones. I've tried the really dirt cheap ones. I've tried the ones recommended by the fanciest beauty bloggers and the ones that my girlfriends told me about. And I keep coming back to the same darn one. I don't think there is a better one. And I'm just thinking, did I bring it? Oh my gosh, I know I had it. I did. I knew. And yes, in our 50s, we start to lose our minds a little bit. We start to get a little forgetful, in case you didn't notice. My family reminds me all the time of that. So the first product is the Jergens Instant Sun Flawless Natural Looking color. And I use the deep bronze. I like it a little darker. I've tried the light to medium. It just doesn't give me enough color. I'm Armenian, so I slightly have tan skin anyway. So maybe for me, that's why I like the deep bronze. But actually, most of my friends, even some that are a little more pale, use this, the deep bronze. And this is sort of like a foaming mousse, which I will show you. This one's almost empty, but you'll see that right there. So that's what it looks like. Now, I want to tell you that there are some counterfeits. I hate to say it, but there are on Amazon. I know because I ordered them. So what I will tell you is my link is not counterfeit because, and in case you guys don't know this, for any beauty products that you buy, whether it's hair, whatever it is, always make sure to go to the store of the brand. Because if you're just buying it from, you're just clicking on any one of them, maybe you're clicking on the cheapest one. Almost invariably, the cheapest one is not the brand. That's somebody knocking it off for less. So if you go to their storefront, you're buying it directly from the brand, you know what you're getting. And so I have learned that the hard way. So the one in my carousel is the correct one. This one, you guys, it gives the most beautiful glow. Some of them are very orange. Some of them, there's just so many different shades that come from the different brands. Some of them are more prone to streak. Some of them are more prone to grab onto your freckles and your, age spots and things like that. And so they look awful because you've got these orange spots on top of your age spots. This one, every single time, it looks amazing. And I, depending on if I just want a slight glow because it's wintertime and I just don't want to be white, but I don't want to tan necessarily, I'll do it once a week and just kind of keep up that maintenance. I do it year round. But if I'm going to Hawaii or doing something like that where I'm going to be in the sun and I want to look like I have a tan, then I'll do this every day. Maybe the whole week before I go, I'll do it every morning when I get out of the shower or every night before I go to bed. So you can do this, depending on how dark you want to be, as often or as rarely as you want. But this is such a great product to have on hand. And if you're going to an event and your legs are going to be showing, and it works quickly. The next, within, I would say a few hours, you'll notice. And actually instantly you notice because there is a color to it slightly. But the other great thing about it is it doesn't transfer onto your clothes. I will put this on. We have a white comforter, white sheets, white pillowcases. I put this on at night and there is nothing on my white sheets. So that I love. The other thing is it doesn't have that smell. And if you've ever used a tanner that has that smell, you know what I'm talking about. And most of them do. So most of them I wouldn't dare put on and go out to dinner or, go about my day at the office because the smell is just so obvious. This one is like putting on lotion that, it doesn't smell bad at all. Now, I talked about there's lots of tips and tricks to getting that perfect streak-free, flawless tan. One of them, oh my gosh. Okay. One of them is exfoliating, and I'm not going to go into all that, but you do just want to really, get all the dead skin off before you do it, especially your elbows, especially your knees, especially your heels. That's really key. The second thing is, and I will tell you, all of my girlfriends who do self-tan will tell you it's all about the mitt. And for so long, I don't think any of us understood how important the mitt was. And when I'm speaking of mitt, what I mean is tanning mitt. And a lot of people don't even know there are tanning mitts. And so they'll put it on their hand and put it, and no matter how hard you try, no matter how fast you wash your hands afterward, your hand is going to be covered with that. You're going to have tan palms. And that is the dead giveaway of a fake self-tan. So there are lots of mitts out there, and they are really big on your hand. I've used them for years and they're great, but I recently discovered a new one that I fell in love with, and that is called My Supreme, and it's a new product on Amazon. So I'm excited to be able to tell you about it. It's My Supreme Tanning Mitt. So it looks a lot like the other ones because you'll see a lot of them on there, but this one has technology built into it. It's actually patented. And the person who created it is on this live right now. Her name is Laura. Hello, Laura. And when she sent it to me, I thought, oh, it's just going to be another tanning mitt. But sure, I'll try it out and see what I think. And when I put it on my hand, it hugged my hand in a way that it felt good, but I didn't understand the value of that until I started using it. Because it's got this, I hope you can see it in here. It's a cushioned, you see that? Kind of a cushioned fabric in here, or material in here, almost like a foam, that your hand grips with. So you're able to have so much more control as you are spreading the tanning lotion. So that's what makes it streak free. It's just that perfect. It's ultra soft. It's that, I mean, I don't know how well you can see that. Probably can't. But until you feel it, you'll know what I mean when you feel it. It's just crazy soft. And you can imagine why you do end up with such a better, more flawless application when you use this. Clearly, this was designed by a woman, for women, or men, I guess, but by a woman, because it is smaller. The other ones are so big and your hand moves around. It almost makes your application worse rather than better. This one hugs your hand can hold onto it, grab onto it, and you have all, great control as you're putting it on. So I love this. And it also has, those really great seams, so it's not going to break. You're going to have no seepage onto your hands when you're using this mitt. It comes in this cute little Ziploc, which I love, and I keep mine in there. And drum roll, what I really love about it is it comes with 2 more little mitts. It comes with the 2-finger mitt right here. This is ideal for self-tanning your face, but kind of a little bonus, it's also ideal for getting that perfect kind of blended foundation or contour or blush or whatever. So I love that. And then this little guy is a single finger mitt, kind of like a finger puppet. And I was thinking, what the heck am I going to do with this? And then it dawned on me, highlighter. It's the greatest sort of, whether you're putting a little highlighter on your cheekbones there, on the eyebrow bone, it's just that perfect blending. I mean, better than one of those sponges. It's just the perfect, the way it fits, the control that you have. I love it. So anyway, you get all 3 of those and it comes inside this, and I didn't even highlight it yet. Where is it? There it is. So super affordable for all of those. I was telling her she really needs to raise the price because it's worth way more. So that is the key. And I'm not just saying that is the key to a great self-tan. Now, I am somebody that even though I do a self-tan, I am on camera a lot, as you guys know. And if I'm going to an event, to a wedding, I had a event for my son the other night and had to wear a fancy dress. And so when I want to look my best, I also do this on top of my self-tan. And many of you have probably heard me talk about this before. This is called Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs. This is essentially makeup for your body. She designed it for the legs, but I use it everywhere. So if I'm doing something off the shoulder, in fact, I have it on right now, I will put some of this, and I can use this mitt, or I can use my hand, whichever, but the mitt is better because you're not getting it all over your hand. And it does blend it just perfectly, flawlessly. So this gives you that amazing coverage that you see on the red carpet. When you see those women on Academy Awards and you're looking at their décolletage, you're going, how the heck do they do that? And their necks look perfect. Everything looks perfect. I am guessing this is why, really, because it gives you, it covers any blotchiness, any discoloration. It just gives that even tone, and it looks flawless. And they have different kinds. I like the medium that does not have the shimmer to it. My girlfriend Alex loves the shimmer. For me, the shimmer is just a little much when it comes to, I'll even wear this to the beach if I'm really wanting to look good. I'll put some on my legs just to even out my skin tone, things like that. And if I have that shimmer, to me, it's like kind of obvious that you have that on. This looks just like it's just your skin, but better. As they say, it's like having an Instagram filter in a bottle. So I would never, ever, ever, ever be without this. I have had it for years. I can't even imagine the pile of empty bottles I would have if they were stacked up because I use it constantly. And I also have a little travel size one that I keep in my purse. So for those little kind of touch-ups. Oh, look who's here. We have a very special guest. My mom is here. I was talking about you earlier, Mom. Everybody say hi to Carolyn. That's my mom. And she's 80. And it's kind of funny. She and I were talking recently about, she's really into beauty products now, and she watches all kinds of YouTube tutorials, and she was wanting to do her own beauty channel or beauty show for women over 80. And I said, go for it. And I bought her a little stand for her phone with a ring light and all of that. So you may just see my mom on Amazon Live someday or on YouTube. We will keep you posted. And Lindsay is giving you a big high five, Mom. So anyway, let's keep going. So that is your body. We got a lot to talk about, girls. So I'm going to try to speed through this a little faster. See, I get passionate about these things. I really do. I love it. Okay. You've heard me talk about my favorite trick when I'm on an airplane. I do this. I really do it. And I will tell you, the flight attendants always ask me about it. And then they're like, where do I get that? I'm in love with what I do. I ask the flight attendant for a cup of ice. And I always have with me my little petite facial roller. And this is by Jenny Patinkin, who is a dear friend of mine and who is an amazing product innovator, but also has a book out called Lazy Perfection, all about sort of lazy beauty, sort of that no fuss beauty. She's amazing. And everything she does is, her products are Neiman Marcus and Saks Fifth Avenue and things like that. So they're always really, really top notch. This one, we've all seen those facial rollers before, and they're everywhere, but I very seldom will see a little tiny one. And I love this one for traveling, but I really love it as I'm getting older before I do my makeup. So I like it to be cold. And this has all the same benefits of those larger facial rollers, the depuffing, the minimizing the look of the wrinkles, the lymphatic drainage, the sort of relieving the tension in your face for a more relaxed look. So this one is so great because it fits perfectly underneath the eye. And so if you're someone that gets that puffiness or those fine lines when you wake up, I'm getting that puffiness more and more. I didn't used to, but as I'm getting older, I am. So this is starting to be a real staple for me every morning. And so not only does it make a difference in how I look before I put my makeup on, so I start with my eyes, but I also, and the key to it is just like the typical facial roller, you're wanting all your movements to be up and going towards your temples and thinking of most of the lymphatic drainage is over here. So going up toward that, like so. So you're getting that benefit of it, but you're also getting the depuffing. And so I just feel after I've done my whole face, I also love doing my upper lip. And I notice that it really does reduce the look of those fine lines. And I am someone that does have those quite, in fact, my mom was commenting on them the other day, but this really does help me with those because if you're thinking about, if you have that puffiness or that, what's it called? I want to say inflation, but it's not inflation. Oh my gosh. I can't think of it. Oh, come on. When you're, inflammation, that's the word. See, I'm over 50. That's how I know because I forget words all the time. So, when you have that inflammation, especially when it's cold, this is really going to decrease that and level out the lines so that you don't have those, fine lines that our lipsticks likes to seep into. And that's never any fun. So this is how I start my day because it also kind of gives me that fresh feeling and revives me and like gets me ready to take on the day. So I absolutely love this. Again, the little mini roller. Love that it comes in this little croc embossed zippered pouch. It's got little rose gold zipper, and this has rose gold on it. It comes in white and pink, and it is rose quartz. And I just think it's such a fun gift to give at a great price point to give your girlfriends or really anyone, especially travelers. But I keep this in my purse all the time. So I have my pink one in my purse right now, and then I usually have my white one on my makeup stand. So we are going to keep going. Christina, welcome. Thank you for following. Okay, one other tool. Ooh, I forgot to pull it out. Okay, you guys have to be patient for 1 second because where do I have it? Okay. Well, actually, I won't get it right now. I'll just tell you about it. But if anyone wants to see it, it'll take me just a couple seconds to go get it. I do want to talk about this though, because I do think this is great, an amazing tool as we age, and it's very inexpensive. As you're seeing there in the carousel, it is the dermaplaning tool. I learned about this when I was at HSN and they were doing a presentation on it. And I thought, what is that? And as I'm watching, I'm thinking, oh, I don't need that. So really what it is it's a little tool. I'm going to grab it. Hold on 1 second. Well, shoot. Evidently, I didn't bring it. I'm so sorry. Anyway, it is a little tool. Many of you might already know of it, but the benefits of it, it's like a little razor. Very fine stainless steel blade. The one in the carousel is the best one that I have seen so far. Oh, hello, Sandy. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You're so good about being here. Thank you. So this tool, it folds up. You may have seen them in the drugstores, CVS, Rite Aid, things like that. And they're just the long sort of, almost like a utensil of sorts. And that little serrated knife or blade is amazing. Not only for what it does is it removes all of that peach fuzz that sits on our faces. And as I said, I didn't realize I had that much. And now I'm sort of mad that nobody told me that I did. But once I started using it, I was amazed at all the peach fuzz that came off. So I do it on my cheeks here. I do it here. I did know that I knew that the mustache issue was an issue for me. So that's really why I first tried it, was I just wanted to be able to do that rather than waxing. And then the other thing I know about myself is I used to wax my eyebrows. And what I know is that my makeup goes on so much better, so much smoother, looks so much more flawless when I've just recently had my eyebrows done, because all of that peach fuzz is gone. And it is that fuzz and those little fine hairs that makeup will sit on top of there. And your makeup it can look, it just doesn't look smooth and blended the way it does when you have that baby fresh face. So those dermaplaning tools are amazing. And it comes in a pack of 6. I will use one tool probably 5 or 6 times before I move on to the next one. And if you clean it in between just with rubbing alcohol, you can use it even more. So you'll know when it starts to get dull, but it's really just a great thing to do once or twice a week, just to kind of give you that really ultra smooth sort of canvas to do your makeup on. You'll notice a huge difference in the way your makeup looks when you dermaplane. The other thing that happens with dermaplaning that's such a great benefit is it's an amazing tool for exfoliating the skin and taking off that layer of dead skin cells. And you might not even know you have that. You might think you're cleaning your skin perfectly. But what you'll find is, so if you want that exfoliation, what you're going to do is you're going to do it twice. So you do it the first time to remove the peach fuzz wherever you want to remove it. And then you'll do it a second time and you'll start to see the dead skin fall off. I did it a couple nights ago and I couldn't believe how much there was. And I really realized how dry my skin had gotten. So I tried a new facial cleanser that, oh my God, I can't wait to tell you guys about it. It has made huge difference in my skin, this cleanser. And I'm going to do a whole show on that. But anyway, so that's a tool that I wanted to put in here because I do think it's going to make your makeup look so much better. And they say that men age differently than women. I heard someone on The Doctors, is that what it's called, that TV show? And they were talking about how one of the reasons that men's skin doesn't wrinkle as much as women's is because they shave. And when they're shaving, they are doing that sort of exfoliation. They're getting rid of that dead skin, and we're not doing that. So the dermaplaning really is good for the skin as well. So it's not just the hair part, it is the skin. I no longer do the lip wax. I no longer wax my brows. I have not been to a salon for that in years, ever since I found this, the dermaplane tool. So I'll use it up top, just, it's very precise, just to get it right up to the brow line. I use it underneath. I use it right here to smooth out that. And as I said, here and here. And even a little bit down my neck sometimes. So, and I will do a little bit here too. So I pretty much do my whole face. Yep. Maybe it's an Armenian thing. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if everybody's is like that. I don't know. But anyway, that is one you're going to want. The next one. So now let's talk about the eyes. Because when I think about doing our makeup to look younger, to get that more youthful appearance, the first thing I think about is it does start with, and it is so much about the eyes. When you think of these teenagers and you think of yourself in your younger years, they're bright eyed. They have those really white, the white eyes. Their lashes are curled. There's a brightness to their eyes that we sort of lose as we start to get older. So when you think about wanting to take those years off, it really starting with the eyes and doing the eyes right is going to make all the difference. So those of you who are not familiar, I'm so curious. Does anybody, I know my mom uses it. Does anybody else use Lumify? It is a godsend. It is the most, most people don't think of it as a beauty product. I absolutely think of this as a beauty product because it is an eye drop. It's made by Bausch & Lomb that whitens your eyes to that perfect white that makes you look so much younger. When your eyes are red or slightly yellow, which happens as we age, it gives you that tired, aging look. When you brighten your eyes with Lumify, and you would think that I'm a paid sponsor for it, I'm not. I'm just shouting this one from the rooftops because it makes such a difference in your appearance. It is a little expensive for eye drops, as you're seeing in the carousel there, but let me tell you, it is worth every penny times 20. Really, really. And I had said this on another live. I used another product years ago that was a secret to the stars that all the supermodels were using, and movie stars on whether it was TV shows or on camera for movies, were using these blue eye drops. It was like a cobalt blue. And when you put it in your eyes, it really gave you that bright, bright white. And so I tried it and fell in love with it. And unfortunately, I came to find out that I am allergic. I know this is going to sound weird, but I am allergic to the color cobalt. I went and got allergy tested because I was having this awful skin condition on my cheeks and went to several doctors for it. And in the end, I'm walking out the door and he said, I think you're okay. I mean, the only thing that you're allergic to is cobalt. And I went, oh my gosh, because we had started using Tide and the color was cobalt blue. And I had a housekeeper at the time that loved detergent and was using so much of it. And that's what was causing it was an awful time in my life. I thought I might be dying. Truly, it was really, really bad. My mom can attest to that. And it turned out to be cobalt. And as soon as I changed the detergent, it went away. And so eye drops that used to make my eyes that cobalt blue would make them so white. Suddenly they started turning red. And so that's another thing. And I kind of bring this up for that reason, that as we're aging, our hormones can like that change how your body reacts to things. I've never been someone that's allergic to anything. It's never been a part of my life. And suddenly I'm allergic to blue. So it's something to be aware of, because I know a lot of people go down these rabbit holes with ailments that you have only to find out that it's an allergy that they just never had earlier in life. So I just want to share that. But anyway, Lumify should be in every girl's arsenal, and boys. You'll love it. It feels good in the eyes. If you wear contact lenses like I do, you're going to want to take your contacts out first, put the drops in, I wait probably a minute or so before I put my contacts back in. And I have no issues whatsoever with it. My mom chimed in there. I'm not sure what she meant. So I'm going to move on. Okay, so we're still talking about the eyes. Now, a good eyelash curler is really, really important because there are many of them out there. The one that is sort of the cult favorite on Amazon is this one. And so I did order it because I'm thinking, what is so great about it? And I wanted to know. And so it is here, I'll put it highlighted in carousel. It's Brilliant Beauty Eyelash Curler. Now, eyelashes are the thing that will open up your eyes and make them appear bigger, but also more awake and refreshed than anything else. And so I am a huge eyelash girl. I love eyelashes. I love any products that enhance eyelashes. I love, playing around with new things, new mascaras, things like that. And I have found that this eyelash curler, I have to agree with everyone that has made this sort of a cult product. It's really good. First of all, I like the look of it. I love the little bag. I always like when a presentation is good, but it all comes down to the bumper here and the shape of this silicone here is that perfect for me anyway, the way that it curls my lashes. Some of them are a little more hard edged and more square. And so you'll get a whole different kind of curl. This one I love. And a tip for curling your lashes is that I do them, and I have long lashes. So for you, it might be 2 times. I do it 3 times. I start at my base. I get as close as I possibly can to the base and I squeeze for a good couple seconds and then I release and I move out just a touch. So now I'm in the middle of my lash. I do it again, and then I do it one more time at the tip of my lash. And that really gives it that, upswept, open eye look that I think we're all after. If you just do it one time and you're just doing it at the base, so many times it'll have that flip look that looks like, oh gosh, she curled, you can just tell that they curled their lashes and it looks kind of funky. For me, it's the 3 that gives it that kind of perfect upswept look. And if you're someone who really likes kind of the tail, you can also just get it on the tail there and really get more of a curl there as well. So this is a great one. And I love the price point too. It's really affordable. It comes with 2 extra silicone pads. So that's kind of nice as well. So if you're in the market for one, this is a good one. Okay. And now my little secret that I used to not tell anybody, but I'm telling everybody now because as I said, I'm going to own my 50s. But actually, this isn't something that is anything about age for me. I've been using these for a long, long time. And these are my lashes. I don't use them every day, but I do use them quite a bit. And even if I'm just going shopping and as we talked about at the beginning, doing our makeup sometimes is it does just make us feel better. And it makes us, when you look good, you feel good and you take on the day in just a whole different way. So when I want to, really have that extra spring in my step, as I say, I will put my lashes on. And there's no substitute for this kind for me. I know Shuuemura, there's so many of those big brands that have really expensive lashes. And much like my self-tanner that is drugstore self-tanner, I keep coming back to this one because these work amazing. And so these are Ardell. They are the individual lashes. What I love about this kind more than any other kind is, and I will only use the knotted flares. So what do I mean by knotted flares? I mean that at the end, the part where you're going to put the glue when you put them on, there is a little knot. Most drugstores nowadays don't carry the knotted flares. They will only carry the knot free because that's the new buzzword is you don't want the knot. I don't know why, because the knot is the thing that secures it to your lashes. When you don't have the knot, they fall off. They don't, you never get that real great secure hold that you need with these lashes. But not only that, it's that little knot that creates that thicker lash line. And we want that thicker lash line. When you think of little kids that have those gorgeous eyelashes and that more youthful appearance that teenagers have, it's that thicker lash line. And as we get older, we start to lose our lashes and they become thinner. And so with the knot, and I'm going to try to show you that. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, let me move this way. Okay. See the little knot right there? So that's really key. Makes all the difference. And then what I do is I use my glue, which is also right there. And it comes out white, but it dries clear. And this is the best one I found. They have clear. And to me, it's almost like super glue where I can't get it off my lashes and it will pull my lashes out, my real lashes. So that's not a good thing. This one is kind of that perfect consistency that I can take my lashes off easily when I want to, but it keeps them there as long as I want them to be there. And so I will just dab a little tiny bit onto the lash tray. And then I pick it up with my tweezer and I just slightly dab. So I take that little knot and I just slightly dab it into the glue. So I just get a little tiny bit. And then I like to do, when it's just a regular day, but I just want to look and feel good, I'll just do a couple lashes right out on the outer third of the eye. When you focus on the outer third, what that's going to do is open up the eyes. And with the lashes, it's going to bring them up and make it more awake and more youthful looking. So just 2 or 3 on each eye, nobody will know they're there. I personally, and this is, no offense to anyone who loves this, but I'm not a big fan of the full, what do you call it? Lashes, where it goes, spans your full lid. To me, that you can always tell that someone has false eyelashes on when they wear those. And I've tried them and they don't fit right, and the ends will kind of pop out. And that's, we don't want that to happen when we're out and about. So the farthest I will go, these are amazing because you can just put them, we all have little areas where they're a little more sparse than other areas. And so I'll just find those areas and just kind of dot them in wherever needed. And depending on whether I'm going to be on camera, I'll put some more lashes because all the lighting and everything can wash me out. And if I'm doing a big event or something, I sometimes will get these, and these are called Ardell Accents. And it's just, again, it's that outer third, but it's kind of a full lash. It's not the individual ones. So it does give you that kind of flirty, fun, if you're doing something where you really want to step it up. I think these are great. But for most times, I've become sort of the eyelash lady for my daughter and all her friends when they go to formals and things. And so, and I'm not a big proponent of a lot of makeup on these little guys, but they really want lashes. And so I will always give them one or two each on each eye. And it does just give them such, they just feel, they smile brighter once their lashes are on. It's so cute. So if I'm talking too fast, if you guys have any questions, if there is anything that you want to see, let me know. Stop me. I love the chat. So if you guys have any thoughts, any products that you think are better than the ones I'm showing, or that maybe you have experience with the ones I'm showing that you want to share, that's the fun of Amazon Live and live shopping. So please, please, please feel free and feel comfortable chiming in. Now, again, as we age, I keep saying that word, but that I think is why we're here, is we're wanting to learn tips and tricks to look younger. And so as we age, I'm really noticing that I've never been someone where I could ever see my pores, but I'm starting to see my pores. We're getting more texture on our faces. We're getting the fine lines on our faces. We're getting the jowls. We're getting, as I have, the wrinkles above the lips. So that's just part of life. That's what happens. That's what we get. And so one way to combat that, and to give yourself a very smooth canvas to do your makeup on. We talked about during the dermaplaning, but a good primer can make a really big difference. It can really fill in those pores. It can fill in those fine lines, and it just creates this smooth surface for you to put your makeup onto. And so not only will that have your makeup go on smoother, but a good primer will grab onto the makeup and will keep it there all day. And I have tried a lot of primers. What my favorite used to be, so I will say it's my second favorite, is Smashbox Photo Finish. And probably many of you have tried that. It's great. But I was actually at Ulta, and they were giving away these gift bags if you bought a certain amount of something, which evidently I did because they gave me the gift bag. And inside the gift bag was e.l.f. Puff Puff Primer. I didn't even know what it was. I thought for some reason Puff Puff, I was thinking puffy eyes, so I thought it was for my eyes. So I tried it on my eyes. And then I went online and read about it and came to learn that it's like a cult favorite for a full face primer. So I tried it, and I was blown away. I get it. I get why it's a cult favorite. There is a texture to this. First of all, it does fill in those pores. I mean, I was amazed at how baby soft my skin felt after I put this on. Has a little bit of tackiness to it, which is just the right amount for having your foundation last throughout the day. It makes a huge difference in how long your makeup lasts, which is a great benefit. I love that. But for me, it was how my foundation went on that sold me. And I thought the photo finish was great. This one took it up a notch for me. Everyone's skin is different, I know, but I'll just kind of show you the consistency of it. There, it's white. So what I will do is actually, I should have shown you this first, because I will put my primer on after I've cleansed my face and I've got my moisturizer on. I'll put my primer on all over my face. And then while it sets, I will do my lashes. And then while those are setting, I'll start doing, because you need the glue to dry once you've done your lashes. then I'll do the rest of my face. But so I like to give it just a few minutes at least for the primer to set. But it is a little extra step. And, some of us, we don't want those extra steps. We want to get our makeup done quick, but it's a step that's worth it, because not only is your skin going to look more flawless because of it, but your makeup's going to stay on longer. So it's a good one. And this is, not that expensive. It's very reasonable and a great, great product. You guys are going to see me in a second. I'm going to start talking a lot about e.l.f. I know you've heard me talk about it before. This is a drugstore brand. It's very inexpensive, but their products are so good. I choose these many times over the expensive ones. And you'll see in the carousel, there are some splurges. There are certain products that I will spend that extra money, that it really is the best product there is. And it's worth it for me to spend the extra money. And there are certain e.l.f. products that, even if they were the splurge and they were a lot of money, I would definitely pay it. But then when I look at the price point, I mean, how could I not? And it's just, this company has blown up in such a big way. They started out with a vision. They were frustrated with the idea that makeup was so expensive. So it was a father-son that started it, and they started at Target, and there's kind of a funny story to the whole thing. But their vision was that they wanted every makeup product that they produced to be $1. And when they launched, they absolutely did that. And I remember going down the aisle at Target and seeing all these items for $1. And how do you not try them when they're $1? And the packaging was so cute. And so that's what they did. And then you say, how on earth can they do that? Well, when you think of a typical beauty brand, they spend so much money on marketing, on advertising, on influencers, on the packaging, on the branding, all of that stuff. They spend very little on the product itself. We're paying for all that other stuff. So the vision of this company was, let's get rid of all that stuff. Let's not do that traditional kind of marketing. Let's do packaging that doesn't cost a whole lot. And they did it. And today, this is many years later, things are more expensive, but still they're very inexpensive. I mean, you'll see a lot of these items are $5, and they're amazing items. So I just wanted to preface that, because you're going to see a lot of them. I'm not paid by them. I should be, because I talk about them all the time. But I talk about them because I genuinely, authentically love the products, and these are the ones I use. So can't say enough good things about them. But I will say, when it comes to an eye primer, I do spend a little bit more, and I use Urban Decay. And this is an anti-aging eye primer. And you're thinking, do I really need an eye primer? And I have to say, you do. I wish I could, let's see. I'm hoping you can see this. I put this eye primer to show you, on my middle finger here. And then I did this with no primer. My ring, what do you call this finger? My pointer, with no primer. Excuse my nails. I don't have my nails on today. And then I put a little bit of foundation on top. So I'm going to come up close. I hope you can see it in the camera, but I don't want to give you guys the finger, but I'm going to do that. Shoot. I shouldn't have done it on my middle finger. Anyway, if you can see the crease, I'm hoping you can. This one is filled with creases where you can see my regular skin and then the foundation. This one, there's no creases. It's just, it looks like it's all the same. And up in person, I can see it clear as day. So that little test showed me how good this one was. And then I tried it, and I'm just so hooked. So when you put a primer on your lid, you're not going to get creasing. And again, you're creating that smooth canvas so that whatever shadows you're putting on are going to look better. They're going to blend better. They're going to last all day, and they are never going to crease. That's an extra step that for me is amazing. So it really makes a great difference. And I've tried different eye primers, and none of them were worth that extra step for me. But when I tried this one, and I kept hearing about this one, so I was really tempted to do that, and I did. Now I get it. Now I get why you take the extra step to do the primer. So this one, I love the color of it, because it really, what it does to the eye, it really does lighten it and kind of brighten it even before you put your makeup on. So I'll show you. It has the little wand you're seeing there. What I do, rather than go right on the eye, I take my finger like this, and then I'll put it on just like that. And I cover from, the whole eye all the way up to my eyebrow. So then again, I've got that clean slate to do my makeup on. And it's just a really pretty finish to it, and it feels good. I think you're really going to like it. And then my next step, now this is one of my splurges, and this is one that I have used for years and years, and I keep trying not to splurge on it. I keep saying there's got to be a concealer out there that's as good that doesn't cost as much. This is by Kevin Kwan. I hope I'm saying that right. Everybody, there's a big debate actually on how to pronounce his last name. So that's the one I'm going with because that's what Oprah said. And Oprah is a big fan. He unfortunately passed away many years ago, but he was the makeup artist to the stars. I mean, the most iconic makeup artist I think that has ever lived. I have his book. In fact, I think I have 2 of his books, and I got when I was a teenager, I think. And I was so just amazed by what he could do with makeup, the transformation. He could turn a girl into a guy and a guy into a girl just, before your eyes with makeup. And it's incredible. You should see his book and go through the pages. I still look at it all the time because I'm so blown away by it. But what he did with he and Cher were very close friends, and seeing some of the makeup he did on Cher was just incredible. So when he came out with this makeup line, I had to try it, and I became very quickly obsessed with this guy right here. This is his. Now I can't see it because I hate when that happens. So in the carousel, I can't see it, but I think it's called the Sensual Skin Enhancer. Lindsay, am I right on that? Anyway, the color I use is 09. There's all different kinds of colors, but they do a really good job online. You'll be able to match yourself up pretty well. And, okay, yes, it is called that. Okay, great. And if you try this, and the great thing about Amazon, guys, is that you can try it, and if you don't like it, you can always send it back. There is no better concealer on the planet, I must tell you. So I start with this, and it's a great color corrector. The one that I use, as I said, is 09. And let me just show you the color of it. I'm not sure how true it is, but that's the color. Now, what I have on my finger there is a ton. One of these, I want to say 2 years it lasts me. I barely touch it usually. I just barely dab my finger in it. I'll put it on the back of my hand like that and get it nice and warm so that it spreads well. And I just do my whole under eye. As I'm aging, I'm starting to get those dark circles that I didn't think I'd ever get, but sure enough, here they come. But this takes those right away. And any places where I have darkness, I will use it around the nose, just like that. I have a little under here, and it just really gives me, I do this before my foundation, and I do sort of use it as a corrector, if you will. So I will, anywhere that I have little spots, things like that, that's where I use it. I'll do some even in here, and then I'll blend, either with a brush or with a sponge. And then for me, when it comes to wanting that sort of more youthful, awake appearance and fresh appearance, I like to really brighten the eye even more. And I do that with one of my holy grail favorite products, and that is Bye Bye Under Eye. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. I want to stay for a minute on the Skin Enhancer by Kevin Kwan, because not only is this an amazing concealer, so what I do is I also put a little bit in one of these little guys, and I keep it in my purse so I can do little touch-ups throughout the day. So it's not the big one in my makeup bag, but I just have a little one. And so I love it for that. But you can actually use this as the most amazing foundation you've ever seen. So if I'm doing something really special and I really want to pull out all the stops, I will take a dab of this and I will put a little bit of water in it, and I'll mix it, and it gives it more of a liquidy feel, a liquidy consistency, and it becomes a foundation. And then with a brush, I will do my whole face, and it glows, and it's flawless. It's like Kevin's book. It's so amazing. If they ever discontinue this product, I don't know what I will do. You don't want to know what I would do if they discontinued this product. So I love it so much. And again, I use 09. I tried to go down. I thought maybe 09 might be a little dark for me. So I went down to 08 and 07. And what I noticed is that has more of a yellow tone to it. The more of a peachy works for me. The peach is what's going to offset. If you are someone that has dark spots or dark circles or anything darker, you always want to use a concealer and a foundation that has more of a peachy tone to it. So for me, 09 is perfect. But as I said, you'll see them all on there and give it a shot. I promise you, you will be addicted. It makes a huge difference. So moving on now to my Bye Bye Under Eye. And if I have any of my It Cosmetic fans on here, oh, let's see. Barbara's saying he was a genius, true artist. His cover-ups are flawless. I mean, really, really look him up online, you guys, when we're all done here. It's so amazing to see. She said he's a true artist, truly an artist with makeup. Okay. So any of my It Cosmetic fans on here, I love It products, but I have to say this one is my holy grail. And this is the Bye Bye Under Eye. And it is a great anti-aging waterproof concealer. It brings that brightness that we're all craving, and that makes such a difference in the way our eyes look. But I use it more than just for eyes, as many of you know, because I have talked about it before. So I use the Light Natural. It is 13.0. This seems to be a fairly universal color. They do have a lot of different colors, so I encourage you to look at them all. But I have found that a lot of people use this, and it seems to do well on a lot of different skin tones from what I can tell. So again, I like to put it on the back of my hand, get it nice and warm, and rub it around. This is another one where just a touch goes a really long way. It lasts a really long time. And then I will start in the corners of my eye and to just give it that brightness, and then go all the way. And as we age, something that you may have noticed is that we start to get a little more hollow in here. Our skin is thinning. And so what we want to do is anywhere where we are getting more hollow, and our faces in general are going to start to become a little more hollow and thin, we want to bring those dark areas out. Bye Bye Under Eye is a great way to do that. So think of anywhere where you have that, and you're going to just take a little bit of this. So I do it all the way out to here to really make it pop all the way out and bring that darkness, kind of take that darkness away. And a tip that most of you probably do know is that inner corner, especially when you have tired eyes, maybe you had a little too much wine the night before, or whatever it is, brightening up that corner is a great tip and makes a big difference. Also, the brow bone. So just dotting it on the brow bone, it's going to give a little tiny bit of illumination. I don't know if you can see that. It's the perfect amount, because as we age, we don't want too much sparkle. We do not. That is just going to settle into the creases, and it's going to make us look even older. This has just a slight luminosity to it that is actually enhancing for more mature skin. And it's wonderful. And sometimes I'll use it almost on my entire eye, just, if I want it to really brighten up. But again, I will use this because it does have that luminosity. It gives you sort of that glow from within that we all love. And I'll put it down the bridge of my nose. Think about anywhere where the light would hit you out in the sunshine or, under bright lights, and that's where you would want to put it. So even in your T right here, just a little bit, because that's one of the things that can really take years off of our appearance, is having that luminosity and that glow that we had in our younger years. And so recreating that by using makeup like this can make a really big difference. And it's so easy these days because there are so many great products that do it so well, and that do it in a way that doesn't look obvious. And so you're just looking at someone going, God, she looks really, really fresh and awake and revived, or, she's been on vacation or something like that. We don't know. It's not obvious that it was makeup that did it. And that's what we're after. So again, that lightness anywhere that you really want to take the darkness and bring it forward, you're going to put the Bye Bye Under Eye. Now you're seeing right next to it here, I will sometimes use it as an eye primer. Yes, Sandy, I have used it as an eye primer as well. I like the brightness that it brings to my eyes. I don't find that it does that well with the creasing. I will still get the creasing with Bye Bye Under Eye as a primer, which is why I love this, because this really takes the creasing out of the equation and really makes it last. So I will say that if you did this under the Bye Bye Under Eye, that's going to really be a double whammy and give you a great effect, because you won't have the creasing and you'll have the bright eye. So this to me is It Cosmetics' best product. The other thing that I will do with it sometimes, and I kind of did it by accident, is I actually posted this in the It Cosmetics Facebook group. I put some of this in my foundation and I mix it around, and it makes my foundation, it gives it that luminosity that we're talking about. So, and just a little bit of it. You don't want to do too much, and a little bit does go a long way. So here's what I'll do. And especially when I have a little bit extra on my hand, I don't even probably need to add that in. So I will take my favorite foundation, which is right here. Let me highlight it. This is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. Again, my go-to foundation used to be Giorgio Armani. It was a silk something. I can't remember exactly what the name of it, but I used it for years and it was a fortune and I couldn't afford it. I was in college. I shouldn't have been spending that kind of money on foundation, but I loved it so much and it made such a difference that I did. And to this day, when I discovered this, I would choose this over that expensive Giorgio Armani. And that's the truth. Nothing gives me the coverage that this gives me, yet still feels light. It doesn't feel like I have a bunch of makeup on, but it gives me that amazing coverage that we all want. Now, this also is color correcting, and it's got collagen, peptides, and I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but I'm probably going to, niacinamide. I think I did that right, actually. So it has other really great beauty benefits to it other than just the coverage. And so it's also SPF 30. So I love that this is one of those multitaskers where you're getting a whole bunch done and you're getting that flawless foundation, that great coverage. And look at the price. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know how they do it. I do know, because they're not doing the expensive packaging and all that. But you guys, if you have not tried this, the CC cream, you got to try it. So I'll do a pump of that, a little bit of my Bye Bye Under Eye, and mix them together just like that. And again, I always do everything on the back of my hand, get it nice and warm. And then, oops, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. I see that. And then I'll just I'll do, a dab on each part of my face, just like that. And then I take my concealer brush or my foundation brush, and I will just go in very light circles, because these really tight brushes will give you that airbrush look. And I also like to dab so that it goes into the pores. It doesn't, by dabbing, the foundation isn't coming off so much on the brush. It's spreading and you're getting a lot more bang for your buck when you dab. So I'll do it all over. I even do it over my lips, because I like to have that bare lip when I put my lip liner and all that on later. I find everything goes on better when I've got that CC cream underneath. So I do the full face, make sure it's all blended. Let me look in the mirror. And so again, because of that Bye Bye Under Eye, I've got that kind of luminous glow, that radiance that I think we all like. And don't forget, I'm sure you've heard it a million times, but it's always good to hear it again, so you don't forget to always bring it down your neck so you don't have that line of demarcation that is so common. And then I bring it into my ear and slightly into my hairline, because you don't want it to look like you have foundation on, obviously. So just always remember to do that. Okay. So now I've got that done, and I like to move on. Now you can do a setting powder. I will show you the one that I use. You guys are going to laugh. Well, you're not going to laugh. You're going to be happy, because I hope I put it in here. Yes, I did. I'm highlighting it right there. I use the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. And you'll see that I use it because I'm almost out of it right there. But it looks like that. And I take a brush like this and I use this under my eyes. And that is going to, number one, it looks white. It's actually translucent, but it sets your concealer so that it doesn't move and it doesn't crease underneath. This is really great for that. And it does brighten it just a touch as well. And you can use this on top of your eyes as well if you want to. And then again, I will go like anywhere where I have like shiny spots. I'll kind of do a little bit more. And then if you want the full face, you can do that as well. So again, it's translucent, but it really does, it's kind of that little filter that I always think about, kind of a camera filter with this. And e.l.f. now is gone big time. They're huge on TikTok. They're makeup artists. I mean, millions upon millions of views. He's an amazing makeup artist. And seeing some of the artwork that he does with his e.l.f. makeup is incredible. And so hearing him talk about it is really fun for me to learn from him. So this is my setting powder, guys. Look at the price. That's it. They have all kinds of expensive ones. I've tried them all. And this one is my favorite. Honestly, I'm not putting these in here because they're inexpensive. I'm putting them in there because I truly love them. Another little kind of secret, beauty secret, makeup artist secret tool that you guys might know about or you might not know about, but every makeup bag should have a white eyeliner in it, especially if that makeup bag is owned by someone over 50, because this is a great tool as we age. And you can use this for so many different things. First of all, there's just a little side thing. If you ever do get blemishes, and you're in a pinch and you're out and about and you have this with you, this actually covers a blemish really good. Nobody would think of that, but it does. So this is a great tool for, again, opening up those eyes even more. And if you put it in your waterline down here, you create a white line down here. It does make you look more rested, refreshed, and it opens up the eyes and creates a bigger eye. And if you like to do even, you'll see a lot of times models and, print ads and things, they really have it even more white in here. So this will accentuate that even more if you want to put it in the corner and then just blend. And for that really precise brow, you can frame the brow like that. And it's going to, first of all, it's going to open your eye, but it's also going to make your brows, it's going to give almost like a stencil effect to the brow and give you that perfect shape. So this is a really great tool. Again, this is by NYX. This has kind of become a really hot makeup brand lately. They've got a couple products that, again, are cult favorites. And so I always like to try those because I'm so curious and I get it. And this is one of them. I love it. And I'm going to show you in a bit a lip liner of theirs that I love that is evidently the most popular lip liner in all of America. And I'm going to show you that, and I'll show you why I love it. Gosh, sorry, I keep hitting my table today. Okay, so I'm going to go backwards because I'm a little out of order here. But I showed you the white. So now once I done my setting powder, if you're someone who likes to contour, and I do think contouring is a great way to create sort of a lift in our face, which is something that I think can really help us get that more youthful appearance as we're aging. Contouring is great for that. I think contouring for a lot of people can be intimidating. And so I will show you how I do it. It might not be the professional way, but to me it works. I'm looking, okay, here it is. So I do my contouring not with any special contouring product. I do it with a bronzer. And my favorite bronzer is Benefit Cosmetics Hoola. And again, this is one I've been using, I want to say since high school, but it could be college. I can't remember. But there it is. I like the little guy, the little travel size. This is the mini because I just can keep it in my purse for little touch-ups and things. And I love the brush that it comes with because it's actually perfect for contouring. So I'll dip a little bit. I like the matte as opposed to the sparkly, especially in my opinion, for as we're getting older. I was mentioning how that sparkle can actually make us look older if we overdo it. And so the matte just kind of ensures that we don't. So I've heard the trick, this is just kind of an easy way to do it, is when you think of doing a number 3 on your face, so starting here, and you're going to hug just under that cheekbone. A mistake that people make is going too low, and that can actually make your, really bring your face down. What we're trying to do is we're trying to bring the face up. So to do that, you're wanting just right below, and everybody's cheekbone is different, but you're wanting to kind of hug that right there. And I'm going to blend it shortly, but I just want to show you what I'm doing. And so same kind of thing, same thing on both sides. And then when I said 3, because you want to do a little bit here, and then come down. And then you also want to do just down here, just at the base like that. And that's it. And then I will blend it with my little blender here, because we don't want to see a line. We want it to just give us that effect of lifted cheekbones. And so it really, I think it is something that really does work. So it's worth doing. And I also like coming into spring and summer, getting that glow from doing it with a bronzer. So that is that. Check out my brother's stream. He has Dragon Ball. He needs you guys. Okay. Now, let's talk blush. So as we get older, it's kind of interesting because I think we can really tend to overdo our blush. That's something that happens a lot, that you see a lot on older women, and it's a big makeup mistake no that actually makes you look older rather than younger. I think we have the perception that if we brighten up our cheeks, then we're going to look more youthful. But what we really want to do, again, the idea of bringing everything up, you want it, whatever color you're going to use. And I always recommend, and I feel like it's very universal, is more of a pink tone as we're aging. And so this is another product that I really have been using since high school, and I can't find anything that I like better. Oh no, it's not this one. It's this one. This is NARS, and this is called, sorry, Mom, Orgasm. This is a color that is very universal, that you can't go wrong with. And I love that this one is on a stick, like so. And rather than putting it right on, I put it on my finger like that. And then instead of doing the apples of our cheeks, which many of us are taught to do, we shouldn't be doing now. We want to go right on the bone up, right here. Because again, that's going to give us that lifted look that we're after. That's going to make us look younger. So again, and there's something about this orgasm tone, and you can imagine why they call it what they call it, evidently. But it has a slight, again, just a luminous glow to it, not glittery, not something that's going to age you. It's just a luminous glow that really is that glow from within again. So this is a great one. I'll also sometimes put it on my lips, but it lasts forever. So it is a little bit more expensive. You're not seeing a price in the carousel. That's because they have a lot of different buying options. It's not that they're out of stock. So if you click it, you'll see different places that you can buy it from. And this one is just a favorite of celebrities and makeup artists and beauty bloggers. You'll hear people talk about that color and NARS all the time. And I love that it's a multitasker too, that you can use it lips and cheeks. Okay. And then another favorite of mine that you've heard me talk about a lot is the No Budge Shadow Stick by e.l.f. This, and what I love, they haven't had it on Amazon until now. I'm so happy they have it now. Or maybe they were out of stock. This is the perfect pearl. So this to me is, I thought it was a highlighter stick. I didn't know that this was for eyeshadow. So I was using it for probably close to a year as a highlighter. And I fell in love with it. And then I looked up close. My eyes are so bad now. I looked up close and I went, oh my gosh, this is an eyeshadow stick. So that's what it is. So you can use it all over your eye if you want, but I like to use it in all those places where I want just a little bit of glow. So even just on my cheekbone here if I want. And I showed you that white pencil and you're maybe thinking, why do I need both? The white pencil for me was more about the waterline and opening the eye by whitening that. And when you've done that Lumify eye drop and then you've got the white waterline, it just really wakes you up. This one is more of a highlighter. So this one I'm more apt to use here but I just wanted to show you that trick. So I will use that there. I will use it here because I do like a little tiny bit of shimmer in there. And there you go. So this is another great one just to have in your handbag because you can just do touch-ups when, throughout the day where you want to just give yourself a little bit of pep. That's a good one. Okay. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Okay. Moving on. Let's go to shadow. Now, you may have heard me talk about how I get frustrated because so many times I'll be at Sephora or Ulta or one of, even Rite Aid or CVS looking at makeup, and I see these gorgeous palettes with the most beautiful colors, and I am drawn in and I have to buy them. They speak to me. So I buy them and I get them home and I've got like 12 colors and I end up using 2 of them. And I'm carrying around this big giant thing with all these colors that I don't use. So I very seldom will buy a palette now. As you've heard me talk about before, I buy instead the individuals and I put them in a magnetic palette. There is one palette that is another one I've used for years and is just my favorite. And I will buy the full palette because I do use, it comes with 9 colors. I would say I use 8 of the 9 colors. So it's worth it to me. And it is by MAC. So this is another one of my little splurges and it's not that expensive. It's actually a pretty good deal for what you get and it lasts a long time. I'd probably buy one a year, I would say. And I like that it's a compact that's little. Doesn't have the big, huge ones that, so it's a little compact, but this is really all I need for my eyeshadow. And so we've done the primer, we've opened them up, we've widened them. And so there is a color in here. This is the one I love so much. So first of all, this is Burgundy. This palette is called Burgundy 9. There are several. So look at all the different ones. And what you really want to think of if you want your eyes to pop is you want to do the contrasting color of your eyes. I have a greenish hazel eye. So that burgundy, those purples are what are going to make my eyes pop more. If you have really blue eyes, you're going to tend toward more of the browns and the golds are really going to make yours pop. So I'm sure by now you know that what it is that contrasts and that really makes yours pop. So find that palette, and that's what you want to go with. So if you have, I would say, when I think of so many people, I think even if you don't have the green hazel, there's such beautiful colors. I think they can work on almost anybody. But I start with this one right here, and that is called Honey Lust. And I will tell you that is one of MAC's most popular eyeshadows. It's out of stock everywhere all the time. And then if you go on eBay or something to try to buy it, they charge ridiculous amounts of money because they know they can because nobody can get it. So I love that it's always in this palette. And what you want to do for that more youthful look, it's important to lighten up this area. When I say this area, the lid here. So you're going to just dab. And I like this. It gives a little bit of shimmer. Now, if I didn't use that primer, I would worry about that because it would settle into those creases. And within an hour or two, I would have the creases and it would look cakey. But because I have that great primer, it's not going to do that. And so I'm covering the full lid with my Honey Lust. And that, again, I feel like it just gives a more youthful appearance. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the crease. And they have a wonderful color that to me, I think a mistake people make is going too dark in the crease sometimes. And because you don't want it to look like there's a line in your crease. You want it to look blended and you want it to just kind of look almost like a shadow that's created by the brow bone. And so I will use this color right here, which is on the lighter side. It's called Hoax, H-A-U-X. And I use a brush that's shaped like this for the crease. And I always tap it to get the excess off so it doesn't fall down here. I don't have them with me, but I do love, I don't know if you've seen those papers that have adhesive and they're shaped here and you can just put it here. So any eyeshadow that falls just falls onto the paper. Kind of a clever little invention. And so I'll get the excess off and I'll go right inside the crease. About halfway is what I do. I don't want to go all the way because that's going to close my eye and make it look smaller. Remember, we're trying to open it up and give it that more awake, bigger look. And so I do sort of a V out to the side like that. But as you're doing your eye makeup, always be thinking about this imaginary line up to your temple. We're trying to get the lifted look. And so we're going to create the illusion of that with our eyeshadow. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Go right into that crease about halfway. And then instead of the temptation, and what a lot of people do is to go down and follow your natural crease. Instead, you want to pretend that that's not there and you have a blank canvas. And so instead, you want to create that V and it's going to go up so that you have that illusion of a awake, more youthful eye. And see how it pulls it up like that? And so then you're going to want to blend that. It's all with the eyes. It's always about blending. And I'm hoping I have my favorite blending brush, which I'm not seeing, unfortunately. Where is it? Okay, I will use this one. So just blend it until you get the color that you like that. And then when it comes to eyeliner, as we're getting older, when you're younger, it's a lot of people will do the liner on the full eye. As we're getting older, the trick is to do just the outer third. And I've talked about that a little bit already so far. But that's what's going to really, again, continue to do that lift and not make the eye look smaller, make the eye look bigger. And so we can do a slight little wing. I'm not someone that likes the look of the wing. So when I say wing, I don't mean a true wing. I mean, you'll see that we're going to blend it. But when I put my eyeliner on, and this is Urban Decay, this is one of those, I could have bought an e.l.f. eyeliner. I could have bought a NYX eyeliner for $5 or $6. But this is one situation where it really does make a difference. And this is a waterproof one that is going to be there all day. And it says 24/7 on it. And it really is like that. It glides on. When I first started using it, it went on so smoothly that I thought it's going to smudge all over the place because it's so smooth, but it doesn't. And I use Rockstar, and this is like a very deep kind of burgundy purple. Cause again, with the green eyes, that's what I feel works the best on me. Sometimes I'll use browns, and sometimes I like to do navy sometimes if I'm wanting that kind of smoky look. But either way, and I didn't sharpen it, but I should have. But, so again, I like to just kind of dot it right at the lash line and just that outer third. Now, a major mistake that a lot of people make when they're doing eyeliner is we're looking in the mirror this way. So we're not seeing this side and we're not seeing this side. And we stop our eyeliner too soon. We stop it even before the edge of our lash. When in reality, you want to go slightly further than the edge of your lash. And that is going to give us that look that we're after, that more youthful look. But when you stop too soon, it makes your eyes do this, and it makes them look smaller. And it even gives you kind of a strange look. And so many people do it. And it's not your fault. It's because you're looking into the mirror. So I really do recommend, if you can, to get a trifold mirror. Or maybe you have that situation in your bathroom where you have a medicine cabinet and you can do that. Do that so you can see the side of your face, and you can make sure that, number one, we haven't even talked about brows yet. I'll get into that in a second. I should have done that first. But we'll talk about that because many times people stop their brows too short also because they're not seeing the sides of their face. So you want to make sure that you're seeing how far it goes. So with the eyeliner, go slightly further than your last lash. But again, we want to go up slightly. Now, everybody's taste is different, so I don't want to tell you what to do. I like to do a little bit down below. And it depends if it's daytime or nighttime. Nighttime, I'll go a little heavier. But I do like, and again, I just like to do the outer third. And it's like they come together. And so that's the goal, is that they appear to be all one. And then with either a Q-tip or, let's see, my blender. Where's my little blender? I don't have my blender, so I'm going to use this. So you're just going to want to blend it in so that it doesn't look like a streak of eyeliner. So blend and make sure that they come together, like I said, and then in that upward way. So Some people don't like to use eyeliner at all. So it's really a preference thing. Now I've got so much stuff out. So I'm going to just do the same thing on this eye right here. The outer third, I'm just dotting it because I don't want that, that stripe look. I'm going just slightly past my outside eye or my outside lash and up. And then I'm dotting my lower lash line. Now there's a trick that a lot of makeup artists use, and I'm curious if you guys have heard of it. Have you heard of tight lining? Because tight lining is a great way to create that thicker lash line that we talked about that really is something that you see or that you had in your younger years probably. And it's that thicker lash line that makes your lashes look better and makes us look a little bit more youthful. And so tight lining, all that means is that you're going to go underneath the lid with your eyeliner. And that's the upper waterline. And so that's one of the reasons I love this eyeliner so much is that it's designed for that purpose. So it's not going to run. It's not going to, it's not going to transfer. It's going to stay there. And so I'll just go right up there just a little bit like that. And then I will take a darker one from my palette, and I will use a brow pencil. I'm sorry, a shadow pencil like this. And again, I'll just go over the liner. And again, it's all about blending. So now I don't want it to be obvious that I only did a third of my eye. So I'm just going to kind of blend everything together. And I'll go down below and bring that up again. See how it's all going up? And same on the other eye. And we're bringing it up. And then I'm going to, again, use my crease. Where did my crease thing go? I have too much going on right here. My crease brush, here it is. And just one more time, I'm going to go over that to blend it all together. And that's how I do my eyes. However, I have not done my mascara yet, which is, if you've been on my lives before, you have seen me talk about this mascara. I'm talking a lot about sex tonight. We talked about the orgasm NARS blush. And did I not put it in my carousel? Gosh, that was a big miss. I'm not seeing it here. It is in my storefront. So when we're done here, you can go into my storefront and you will see my Holy Grail mascara. There is nothing better on the planet than Too Faced Better Than Sex. Best mascara you will ever try. It gives you that false eyelash look without the false eyelashes, although I do have a couple of them on today. But the brush, there's something about the way the brush is shaped. There's never clumping. It separates them. It gives you the length. But for me, I like volume and thickness. And so this gives me that in such a great way. And so this is another one of those where I keep trying these other mascaras thinking, well, maybe this one's just as good. And I always come back. And it's my daughter's favorite. It's all her friends' favorite. And it is the favorite of pretty much anyone I know that's ever tried it. And so with mascara, you always want to go as far down to the lash line as you can. You want to wiggle it a little bit and then come up. Wiggle and then come up. And if you really want to go va-voom, then you're going to go on top too and just kind of touch it and just barely tap it. And then I like to do lowers. Everybody has a different feeling about it. But to me, when I think of my younger days, my eyelashes were bottom and top. And so a lot of people, they talk about when you're aging that you shouldn't do the lowers, that it's all about lifting everything up. But I feel like if it looks sparse, it looks like you don't have lashes. And to me, that makes you look older. So for me, I feel like I look better and I feel better when I have both top and bottom. And again, personal preference. So that's my eyes. Now, Lindsay just put the link in there if anybody's interested in the Better Than Sex. Thank you, Lindsay. Greatest mascara. And they have it in waterproof and not waterproof. I am not a waterproof mascara fan. It is just, I find so hard to get off that it's not worth it. And it also has a texture to it that doesn't seem soft. Where this, to me, when it's on, it's so soft looking. It's really that mink, kind of flirty. It's that perfect look. I really love it. Now, I skipped over what is probably my very favorite, what I think is probably the most important part of makeup. And that is, I can't believe I didn't start with it, your brows. The brows frame the face. And so when you take the time to do your brows well, whether you have a lot of them or not, and I will tell you over the years, for various reasons, there's been times, including right now, actually, where I've been missing brows. Like there's little patches that come out and I don't know why. And so during those times, especially, a really great brow pencil is imperative. And so I have tried many of them, and I used to be addicted to the Dior pencil. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it was expensive, but it was really good. And what was so good about it was how fine the tip was of that brow pencil. And so when you do those little tiny feather strokes with that very fine tip, it looks like they're actual real hairs, and it looks so real. And you could have the most perfect sculpted eyebrow by using that. And so I do still love that. But of course, I'm walking by the e.l.f. area at Rite Aid, and lo and behold, I see this guy, and it looks exactly like the Dior one. So of course, I have to know because this is my new favorite brand. So I buy it. I think you can see, where is it? I think it's near the beginning when I was going to talk about it. Oh my gosh, tell me I didn't leave that out. There it is. The Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. It is that very tiny, tiny tip. If you put them both in my hands, I could not tell the difference between this or the Dior. And yet, look at the price. I can't believe it. So I felt like I died and went to heaven, but I thought I'm going to buy it and try it. I bet it won't stay on, or I bet it won't be as good, or all of that. Nope. It is just as good. And I think it is, what's it called? I think I've even rubbed it off. It's the natural, which I don't know exactly what the name of it is, the color, but it's the middle one. It's the more universal tone. But what I will do is when I do my brows, I start down below and I create kind of a stencil effect. So you draw the bottom because you're framing, you're figuring out what that frame is going to be, and you're starting at the bottom, and we're going to work our way up. Now, again, the tendency that we have is to follow our natural brow bone and go all the way down. Not all the way down, but to bend it downward. But as we're trying to create that more youthful appearance, we don't want to follow that. This is the fun part where it's neutral brown. Thank you, Nicole. Instead, we're going to go up. And so this is your time to play and to have fun, and to, instead of following that, create your own. And so what I do is I do go more up and out. And this is that part where I really would like for you, if you have that kind of a mirror situation where you can look in the side, because you do want to think about the corner of your eye, and you want to go like this, and you want to go all the way to that point. So you're going to bring it down a little bit more, because when we were younger, we had our full brow, and so we want to be able to draw that in. And when you have a brow pencil that is this precise, you can do that without it looking like my grandma used to look when she would do it, and it just looked like she put crayon on her eyebrows. So lucky for us, there's so many great products out there now that can let us do it naturally. So this one is amazing. And so I do that, and then I go up top and I follow that same line And so now I've framed my brow, and depending on how dark you want it, what I love about this is I can just find little areas where maybe it's a little more sparse than another area. And I can just create the look of little hairs in those areas. So now suddenly I have that more youthful brow. That if I didn't use this, I will tell you, this brow is the one where I have trouble the most. And it almost stops right here. And I want it to go all the way to here. And it's like the hairs just don't grow back there anymore. And then this is where I tend to lose, I don't know if you can see, I lose some of my brows in here. This changes the game where I can now, again, I'll just follow the beneath and create, I'll bring the brow out rather than down. And then I'll do the same on top. I'll just follow that same exact line like that. And then I can fill it in as needed and just really small feather-like strokes. I'm barely touching my brow because I don't want it to be these hard, wisps. Instead, I just want it to very slight. And this this pencil gives me that control to be able to do that. Now, what I'm doing right now is, this is the face that I would do if I was going out to dinner at night. So, during the day, I'll just go lighter on all of this. But I do use the same color at day, whether it's day or night. Sometimes, like I said, I'll use blues and things like that if I want to do it up a little bit more. But that's what I do. Now, to finish my face, and then we'll do my lips, there is a product that is a major splurge for me. But for me, it's worth it. It really is. And I've tried different ones that are drugstore kinds, and I just don't get the same effect. And that is, I know it's in here. I hope it's in here. Shoot. I might have left it out now that I'm thinking about it. I think I did leave it out. This is by Westman. I never know how to pronounce it. Atelier. It's a very sort of prestige beauty brand. They are expensive. When I say expensive, you can go into it is in my, under beauty product favorites in my storefront. And my storefront, I'm not sure if there's a link there for you to get to the storefront. If there's not, you're just going to go to amazon.com /shop. I'm going to just put it in here so you guys can see it. So then you can browse everything, because there's a lot that I don't have in here that I love. Oops. I'm not typing very well today. / oh my gosh. I'm sorry, you guys. / and then MARCY McKenna. And in my storefront, you'll see I do videos on the products that I love the most, like just a 2-minute to tell you how I use them, why I use them. Not just beauty at all. Lots of organizing, lots of travel, lots of all those things. So you'll see those. There we go. So there's the link to get there, but all kinds of categories. And it's just really my curated collection of all of my very favorite things that are on Amazon. And this is genuine. These are my authentic. These are the things I use and that I love. There's nothing in there, nor will there ever be, that I haven't tried, haven't ordered, haven't gifted, haven't something, because I will never recommend something to you unless I know that it's great, because I feel your pain about how overwhelming it can be to shop on Amazon. There's, I think, 90 million products, and sometimes you'll see the same one done by 10 different brands, and you're thinking, which one do I get? Which one's good? So my goal in my storefront is to always, bring you the best of the best, and you can feel good that Marcy's tried it and she's kind of put her stamp of approval on it. So that's all in there. So go there. And let's see here. Okay. So this is the Westman Altieri, or whatever. I'm not pronouncing it right, but this is kind of my finishing touch. This gives you that almost kind of like a wet glow at the very end. And I put a little bit on my finger and I dab it right here. And so as we get older and our skin gets more and more dehydrated, it can look dried out and dehydrated. This gives it that sort of dewy look that makes it look like it is not dehydrated. It makes it feel like it's not dehydrated. but out in the sun, it's just very slight. But it's such a pretty glow. And just to finish it off, and you can put, dab it wherever you want, but I really focus typically just right here and right here. And it's a really nice kind of finishing touch. Now, for my lips, what I find as we get older is that going with your own lip color is the best way to go. I think when you see people that do the really dark, to me, it's aging. So finding a lip liner that matches your own tone, but is just slightly darker. Because we do want, and one of the main things that happens with our lips as we age, not only do we get the lip lines like I have, but we lose that barrier between the lip and the skin. I forget there's a name for it, but it slowly fades. And so it's almost like the lip goes into the skin. We don't have that ridge that we used to have. And so by using a liner, we're recreating that ridge. And so we don't want it to be a different color than our own lips, in my opinion. And so I use, which I referred to either or earlier, NYX is known to be the most popular liner in America. This one is the slim pencil, the slim lip pencil, and it is a very long wearing. That's one of the things people love about it. And they also love the slim tip. And it's got some great colors, but this is a great one that's super affordable. I will never use a lip liner that isn't sharpenable. The ones that twist up, to me, when you line your lips, having that sharp tip is imperative to getting a good look at the end of the day. When you have the kind that you can't sharpen, you can never have other than right when you buy it. And at first you've got that sharp tip, but after that, that's all she wrote. You're not getting that again. But with this, so for me, it's always the traditional pencil. And so I always make sure it's really sharp. This is just a shade lighter than my own lips. I like to put a little bit of foundation on my lips. Again, like to create that kind of a blank canvas. And then I do put a little bit of powder. And I showed you this one earlier, and this one's great for it because I find it smooths out my lips, but it also grabs onto the lipstick and the lip liner and makes it last longer. So I do just a little bit of that. And now another mistake that people make as they age is the tendency is to draw these, to draw your line up much bigger because our lips do get a little bit thinner. So the tendency is to draw them bigger. And that can look so obvious and look like you're trying really hard. And it just, in the end, ends up aging us. So take your natural lip line, but focus on different areas, like focusing on the bow right here. Is that what we call it? Cupid's bow. Is good, but you're going to follow your natural one, but you're just going to go maybe slightly above it at most. So I start here. And I don't know if you can see, I do like it sort of the nude look. So you're not going to see a real dark one right now. Although I do have one a little darker that I could maybe use, but I'm just going to do this. And so what I also do is to accentuate this area, I will draw an X. So I'll start up here and then I'll come down and then I'll do the same on this side. So it's sort of crosses in the front. So that accentuates that Cupid's bow right there. And again, we don't want to go down too much. Again, we're trying to lift. So you're following your natural lip line, but just don't have the tendency to just really go down. Like pull it up a little if you need to. And then I'm doing the same down here. And then what I like to do is I like to blend it, but I blend it with my actual lip liner. And so I'll take that and I'll just rub it along the bottom, kind of fill it in with using the side of the pencil. And I don't fill in this area because I like it to be lighter in the center because that creates more of that pouty, full lipped look. So I go everywhere except right in the center. So now that's just lip liner that I have on there. And then I like to take either a nude lipstick. I'm just going to use gloss right now because I really do like this one. This is a new one that I tried that I heard people raving about. It's called Butter Gloss by NYX, and it is in the Carousel. So I will highlight it, as was my lip liner. So you're seeing the lip liner right there. And then the last one in the carousel is this butter gloss. And this feels so good going on. If it does feel buttery. It just feels so hydrating, but it also lasts, which I was surprised. I was thinking it wouldn't, because I typically find that what color lip liner? So my lip liner is mauve. And so the mauve is just slightly darker for me than my natural. Good question, Lisa. Thank you. Or not Lisa. Yeah, Lisa. Thank you. I bought another color. Oh, I won't even say that because it was too light for me, but, I really like that mauve because it does, to me, it's a natural look. This, by NYX Butter Gloss, this is Madeline is the color. And so for me, again, I wanted it to be kind of the color of my natural lip, but this has a little bit of a sparkle to it. You'll see. I don't know if sparkle is the right word. Shimmer. So again, it's a gloss, but yet it stays. Typically glosses to me, as soon as you drink something out of a water bottle or a glass or a cup, it's gone. This really surprised me at how long it stayed. So I think especially when you do the eyes a little bit more, you want to go a little lighter on the lips. So I really liked how that look. Now, sometimes if I go and I do a darker lip, I will take my favorite little e.l.f. No Budge eye stick in the Perfect Pearl, and I will put a little bit on my finger here, and I'll just dab it in the middle to two things. It'll lighten it up. But if you just do that middle right there, it also gives that kind of more pouty look, which to me looks a little younger. And then another trick that I use sometimes is I will use this or the white pencil, one of the two, depending on the look I want, right above the lip, just to give it, and then I'll blend that in. And it just, further kind of accentuates that Cupid's bow, but it just draws attention, I think, to the lip and frames it in a really pretty way. And so the last and final step, and this is another one I put in the last, I did put it in here. Okay, good. Because I really do love a good setting spray. And a surprise, my favorite setting spray is by e.l.f. And again, it's very affordable. And this one is an illuminating mist and set. So part of the reason I love it is because it feels so good going on. So when I'm done doing my makeup, now we spent a long time together doing this, but I will tell you, typically doing this is, for me, it's about 15 minutes to do this. And then I finish it with this. And this does just give it, it says illuminating. It's nothing that is going to jump out at you and say, what does she have on her face? But it's just a very subtle glow. And for me, I just like the way it feels also, but it's hydrating and it sets your makeup to make it last throughout the day. And so I will cover my hair and just do just a couple, and it just feels so good. And you're thinking, it's so weird to put wet. You just worked so hard on your makeup and then you got it all wet. But I do that and then I just kind of wave it. And that's it. Excuse my lovely hairdo tonight. But let's see, mauve, I think. What color is lip liner? Oh, okay, that was the question before. Yes, lip liner is mauve. And so that is my makeup routine. And those are my tips and my tricks for using makeup to look younger. And that is what is so cool. And if you jumped on late, what I want to say is one of the things, I love doing makeup. I was telling my mom yesterday, or a couple days ago when we were together, that sometimes I just do my makeup. It's like my therapy time. It's my decompression time. I will sit in front of my makeup mirror and just do my makeup, even if I'm not going anywhere. And my daughter will say, or maybe we're just going, I'm taking her to school or something. And she'll say, why are you doing your makeup? Sometimes it's not about doing my makeup. Sometimes it's almost like a creative outlet for me where I think through things and I solve problems in my head and I just sit there. I don't even know I'm doing it, but I love doing it. And I just feel good. And I do kind of solve the world's problems as I'm doing it. And so for me, it's a fun outlet. But as I said earlier on, it is transformative from the outside And so again, that sounds superficial and shallow and all of those things. But when we look good on the outside, it does do something to us inside. And it does make us stand a little taller and feel a little more confident as we take on the day. And I think that is a very good thing. And, especially, this channel is now, assuming everybody agrees with it. And I would love to know your feedback. If you did jump on late, and we haven't met, I am Marcy McKenna. And before tonight, my channel was known as Beautifully Organized by Marcy McKenna. And I was really focusing so many of my shows on things about organizing, whether it was for travel or home. And I still love all those things. And I have a passion for that, probably because my life is so disorganized and chaotic that I need those things in my life to give me calm. So there will be elements of that. But I really have noticed lately that beauty and fashion and things that revolve around this point in our lives, which for me, I'm 52. And so it's 50 and beyond, that there are, life has taken a turn in so many different ways. And I just feel drawn to talk about those things and to share with other people who are in that same stage of life, everything from, like today, beauty products, beauty tips, beauty secrets for looking younger, to how we dress in these years. And so great fashion for 50 and beyond, because 50 is not what it was a long time ago. 50, I used to think of 50 as so old, like that you're over the hill and headed out. But now it's like, this is our time. Like I feel like this is our prime. But yet we do have different challenges and different things that we're facing. Everything from menopause, everything from, Mom, sorry if you're still on here, but taking care of our parents who are aging and wanting them to live independently as long as they can. And so I'm doing a segment on that this coming Thursday, because I have discovered a lot of amazing products on Amazon that are making my mom's life so much easier. And they're giving me that peace of mind that she's safe and secure. And she lives by herself in a senior living community, not an assisted living, just independently. And so all of those issues are things that we're tackling in our 50s and beyond that we weren't prepared for, things we didn't learn about in school. Our bodies are changing, our hormones are changing. So many things are happening. And my hope with this channel is that together that we can kind of all lock arms and share ideas. And, yes, this is Amazon Live and it's about products, but I want to talk about more than products. I want to talk about things that we're dealing with and challenges that we're having, and really kind of lift each other up to make 50 and beyond truly the most beautifully lived years of our life. And so that's why I'm calling it Living Beautifully Over 50, because why not? Why not? It's a different time. Why shouldn't we look our best? Why shouldn't we feel our best? Why shouldn't we, if we're able to, travel and, take on, we get one life. Let's, rise to the occasion and live it as beautifully as we possibly can in every sense of that meaning, that word, that phrase. And so, if you're inclined, I would love for you to chime in the chat and let me know if you like that path that I'm going on and how you feel about it. And if there are any topics that you would like to see covered that fit within that. And one of the things I love about it is that it does allow me to cross over into so many different categories. And because I like doing that, my life has all those categories in it. So I want to be able to talk about them. Nicole King says, yes, love it. Thank you again. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Is this Nicole King from Corona Del Mar? Is it? I know there's a delay, but I'm curious. I know a Nicole King. Is that you? And I have Gay, very nicely done, beautifully. Oh, thank you very much. And I'm so grateful that you guys were all here. And I know it went a little bit long, so thank you for sticking with me. And went really long, actually. So thank you for being here. And I hope that you learned some good stuff. And if you ever have any questions or you try any of the products and you want to share your thoughts on them, please head to my website, marcymckenna.com, because you can always reach me there. And I hope that you take some time and browse around my storefront. I put the link up in the chat. And if you haven't already followed me, please, please do, so that you always know whenever I go live and what the subject's going to be. So hopefully you can join me for those. There's going to be a lot of them coming up. Next week, I have to say, because I'm really excited about this one. So on Thursday, 5 o'clock, same time, I'm going to be doing smart solutions for our aging parents and how to help them live as independently as they can, as long as they can. And then next week on Tuesday, I'm doing one on skincare for menopause and perimenopause, because nobody warned me what was going to happen to my skin heading into this fun stage. So I've been doing a lot of research on it, and I've been trying different products that are, some of them not great, but some of them are making a remarkable difference. And so I look forward to sharing all of that with you guys. And so that, again, that'll be next Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So my regular times are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. West Coast, and that's 8 p.m. East Coast. So I hope to see you again next Thursday and then in future shows to come. So thank you again, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.